Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Hello, my name is Brian Kenner. I am the Deputy Mayor for Planning and Economic Development, and I'm very happy to welcome you all to West End Square 50 and the new home of DC's Fire and Emergency Management Services Engine 1. How does everybody feel about that? Especially want to give a big thank you to FEMS leadership represented by Assistant Chief Edward Mills for Chief Dean for Engine 1, Captain Scott Smith as well for having us here to mark the opening of one of the most unique developments in the District of Columbia. As many people know, it takes literally a village in order to get many of these projects done, and this project is no different than that. Lots of supporters over many years have seen this fantastic development to its successful conclusion. Starting the list is obviously the Ward 2 Council Member Jack Evans, who joins us here. Thank you, Jack, very much. FEMS Chief Gregory Dean, again represented by Assistant Chief Edward Mills. Thank you very much. Lots of DC government folks have been involved in this over the years. First, this has a fantastic affordable housing component, which I'll talk a little bit about later. But we have our DHCD Director, Polly Donaldson, here. Thank you, Polly, very much. We have our Department of General Services Director, Greer Gillis. Thank you, Greer, very much. We have our Housing Finance Agency Director, Todd Lee. Thank you, Todd, very much for your work on this. And as well as the development team, which has been over many years consistent and determined in order to see this project to its successful conclusion. We have Anthony Lanier from East Bank. We have JVG Companies, Clark, Dante's Partners, LS Caldwell, and the Warrenton Group. Give them all a round of applause. From the Deputy Mayor's Office, we have lots of folks, but I particularly want to recognize Anna Shapiro and our General Counsel, Jennifer Castor, who are here. Thank you all, ladies, very much for making this project a success. And none of this could have happened without the support of our ANCs. And so ANC 2A, Florence Harmon, thank you, Florence, very much for everything that you've done on this project as well. As was mentioned, this truly is one of the most unique development projects in the District of Columbia. This project really took a series of things and put them all together. You've got an affordable housing component. You've got a new fire station, which we're standing in. You're going to have fabulous additional residential represented by condominiums that are going to come online later on in the year. And you're going to have a new library as a part of this project. And I think that there are very few projects in the District of Columbia that can say that they have so much of a public-private interest and positive outcome as this West End project is. As many people know, I got 3 jobs, and as long as I do those 3 jobs, the mayor doesn't fire me, or at least I hope so. And so I've got to be focused on increasing jobs for district residents. I've got to be focused on increasing tax revenue, and I got to be focused on getting more affordable housing in the District of Columbia. And this project is truly unique in being able to provide affordable housing here in this neighborhood in particular. Sometimes it's harder to get affordable housing in some of our higher cost neighborhoods. And so when we have a really unique project like this that is able to put quality affordable housing in this part of Washington, D.C., it certainly deserves a round of applause as it relates to making sure that we get that done. As I say, I have these 3 jobs, but one other job that I like to add just for this project is really also providing state-of-the-art facilities for our firemen and women in the District of Columbia. I mean, this fire station that we're standing in literally has some of the most advanced equipment available today in terms of firefighting. And so it's really for the benefit of the men and women that are standing behind me around why we want to do projects like this, because we can take private investment and we can put that into many of the public assets and public benefits that we want to make sure happen. To that end, I want to introduce Assistant Chief Edward Mills up to say a little bit more about the fire station projects.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you taking the opportunity to come down and look at this beautiful facility as we're once again taking the opportunity to celebrate another completed project and offering a beautiful facility to the men and women in fire and EMS. In the past year, we've been able to do this quite a few times, and this new state-of-the-art facility allows us to provide a good, comfortable working environment for our employees who have to stay in these areas for 24 hours at a time. So being able to make sure that the facilities we have are environmentally safe for our members as well as comfortable, and allow them to be ready to respond to the Georgetown neighborhood, the nearby DuPont Circle neighborhood, is a must, and we couldn't have it any other way. In the past year, we've been able to open a new station in Southwest, Engine 13 and Truck 10. We've also seen this station come to fruition, and we've also seen a complete remodel of Engine Company 14 on North Capitol Street and Engine Company 16 Tower 3 on 13th Street, which was completely remodeled. So I would like to thank Mayor Bowser for her continued support for seeing the infrastructure of our stations continue to improve. As I said, this is a second home to our men and women, and each one of you have seen this station come from the ground up, and I'm grateful to see that each one of you now has a state-of-the-art facility to work in, and we hope to continue to see the growth of improvement in infrastructure, and we have the support of Mayor Bowser. And it's with great pleasure and honor that I introduce the District of Columbia's Mayor, Muriel Bowser.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I am so delighted to be here in Engine 1 with these amazing firefighters and medical professionals with DC Fire and EMS. So give them a big round of applause. I am also delighted that our council member is here from Ward 2, Jack Evans, who's just been a tremendous leader and supporter for Ward 2 in transforming all of Ward 2's public facilities. And he has challenged all of us to think differently about some very tight spaces in the ward. How can we transform our firehouse, get a new library, and have a public squash court? Only Jack Evans and Anthony Nane. Give them a big round of applause. And the chief was right in ticking down the fire stations that we've opened. I think it's been 4 in our administration that we've opened, and we're on pace to open another one on Georgia Avenue, Engine 22, by the start of the next year. And it's so important that we make those investments in the men and women who keep us safe. Most of us won't ever have to call 911. We won't have to hear the fire truck screaming to come to our house. But we all know that they're going to be there if we need them. And Chief Dean and all of the leadership at Fire and EMS have been very focused on making sure that these men and women have the training and the tools and the ambulance and the trucks and the facilities that they need. And so when I come to a beautiful space like this, I know that we're investing our money in all the right ways. I've had a great privilege and a great relationship in working with our firefighters, and we're hiring. We need to give them some help because we continue to be a city that's growing, and they get more and more calls each and every day. So we want to continue to have fantastic people working with us to deliver those calls. The thing that I really want to emphasize, then Brian said it all and said it very well, that we're not growing any new space in Washington, D.C., right? We have what we have, and we really have to think how to make the best use of that space. We're 680,000 Washingtonians right now. In the next 20 years, there's going to be significantly more of us. So we'll need affordable places to live, great live-work environments where people can take care of all the activities of their daily life right in their neighborhood. And this project really exemplifies a wonderful marriage of public service, housing that is affordable for our neighbors, and really a future-looking development project. So I want to thank Anthony Lanier and his partners for bringing this project to forward. Give Anthony another round of applause. And so I'll just add to our ANC commissioners and all the community members who have participated in the conversation for a long time and on all sides. We are here together now, and we're going to make sure we operate this facility in a way that will make you all proud. So let me just acknowledge, if I might, Councilmember Evans for a few brief words, and then we'll celebrate the opening. Is that right, Brian? I'm sorry.
Holly's going to come up after.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Thank you very much, Mayor. And let's all of us again give a big round of applause to somebody who's doing a fabulous job leading our city, the most dynamic city in America, Mayor Bowser. Thank you, Mayor. Her vision, her energy, etc., are just terrific as far as really making things happen. And I also want to acknowledge we do have 3 ANC commissioners here. We have the chairman of the ANC, Patrick Kennedy. Where's Patrick? Give him a round of applause over here. Next to him, Mike Silverstein from DuPont Circle, and William Kennedy Smith right here in the front row. Give them all a big round of applause. They worked really hard on behalf of the neighborhood. My good friend Barbara Kalo. Barbara, raise your hand. Barbara, whose idea this all was at one time. And the head of the Foggy Bottom Association. Where are you? Over here. There. Give a round of applause. All right, so we got everybody here. I just want to say a couple words about how excited I am to get this done, because Anthony and I started this with the first meeting with Pierre L'Enfant. We said, Pierre, we got to get this thing done. Right? It took a little while. We went through a couple of hoops here and there, putting this all together. But we find ourselves today with a great, exciting project right here in the Foggy Bottom West End community. I'm so excited about it. As the mayor pointed out, we have the new fire station. I just want to tell one quick story, because my dad was a firefighter, a volunteer firefighter in Pennsylvania. And back in the day, you know, they took shifts. So I spent most of my childhood on Friday nights in firehouses. Really. Now I used to be able to slide down that pole faster than anybody, but more importantly, I used to be able to climb back up the pole faster than anybody. It's a true story. And so I really have an affinity for firefighters, all the hard work you do, and give them another big round of applause, because they are terrific. The firefighters are just terrific. And then finally, the idea of the firehouse, the squash courts, and then the affordable housing is really terrific. And then across the street, we're building more units, and they're unaffordable housing. That's something, no, that's unaffordable. I don't know, who could afford those things? It's unbelievable. But it's very exciting to bring new residents to our city. So again, I want to thank the mayor, her entire team, Brian Kenner, all of his people, all the community people, and everybody involved in this. Thank you. Look forward to a great ribbon cutting today. And thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. And you've heard him mention a number of times, and I know he wants to tell you more about this exciting project. Anthony Lanier.
Everybody has been mentioned, so Madam Mayor, Jack, Director Donaldson, a couple of them have not been mentioned. DEMPED, well, you had your director up front, has been on our side for the last, I think, 15 years in trying to build this, have been a terrific group to work with. Our architects, 10 architects, WDG, in going through, revisions and revisions of this. Clark Construction, who, to keep the firemen busy, cut a couple of lines erroneously, has been in the trenches with us. And this is a fire station designed by firemen for firemen. And I'm saying that because I want to avoid the complaints that we're going to get afterwards. And so it wasn't us, it was the other firemen. I think we didn't mention Chief Faust over there, who is swallowing the deviled eggs. Chief Donaldson here, who wish he was swallowing the deviled eggs. We're known as developers of unaffordable housing, and I just want to let you know that there is no difference between what we build on the unaffordable side to the affordable side, and you can check with Director Donaldson how challenging that has been. We didn't mention David Wilmot, Billy Jarvis, who also in the background shepherded us through these years of delivering this 20,000 square foot state-of-the-art seismic-proof building. So even the affordable housings won't feel the earthquake. We are excited about this building for more than just that it's a fire station, that it's an affordable housing, and between it a squash club. What's exciting about it is that it represents extraordinary architecture. It is a building that the entire neighborhood has been fighting for, weighed in, and is can be considered a part owner in the success of this matter. And other than that, given that I am almost the last hurdle between the Friday highway, I'll introduce Paulie Donaldson, who will give you some discretionary advice on affordable housing.
And I'll be relatively quick about it because I don't want to block anyone from their weekend in that way. I'm delighted to be here in the West End. And I want to thank the mayor very much for her inspirational leadership on affordable housing, Deputy Mayor Kenner, Council Member Evans, at the ANC, everyone who's been involved and engaged in this project. All I can tell you is I run the Department of Housing and Community Development, and that's what this project is. Housing, yes, affordable housing, market rate housing, and community development. This fire station, even the squash club, a part of building neighborhood and community and making it so that we can support mixed income housing development in every part of our city. That's what this is a great model of. It's a great model of maximizing public space for also public purpose. So there are going to be affordable units here. What does that mean? For a family of four making $70,000 or under in terms of income, which, as you know, is not really a lot of money for a family of four, it is going to be affordable housing for them, for individuals and such. So there are that is really where the opportunity is here, and the opportunity to be in this neighborhood and to have a mix of incomes and a mix of people who will be here. It's part of what we're producing all over the city. It's part of also what we're doing with other public policy. There'll be 3 units of permanent supportive housing here as part of our citywide effort to end homelessness across the district. Of course, this was done with funds from the Housing Production Trust Fund. And as we know, the mayor has committed again for the 3rd year in a row $100 million to that trust fund. I see Council Member Evans. Yes, terrific. And his support has been very key on this as well, and we're very grateful for that. It's a unified effort, and it's made us a national leader. We're in the vanguard. The mayor is recognized as truly leading the way and inspiring other mayors and cities to commit the resources to doing what is necessary in high-cost cities like D.C., and that is to intentionally create affordable housing opportunities. I could go on because I like talking about this, but I will simply say I'm just so excited. I'd love to see this continue to be modeled, to see our partners at East Bank and other private developers know they can work with us. We will have the resources to help get these projects to the finish line, to provide the gap financing, and to be able to truly provide affordable opportunities in our development across the city. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paulie.
With that, let's cut a ribbon.
Sean, you good, Sean? Anthony, where are you? What makes you green? count of three, we're going to cut the ribbon. Engine one. Got it.